Nick Hingham will take the mound when the Bucks can continue to make things difficult for the Crew and the playoffs. So join us as the Pirates look to raise it one last time on the North Shore.
He struck him out! Clear the deck! Cannonball coming!
It is the final home game of the 2018 season as the Pirates entertain the Milwaukee Brewers. Bucco fans getting their final home fix of Pirates baseball, and the Bucks have done quite well here in their home ballpark. A lot of kids on hand for a Kids Sunday, and Pirates fans thanking their Pirates. The Bucks will be thanking the fans as well. Greg Brown, Bob Walk, and Robbie and Smikowski with you. And Bob, yeah, the Pirates really have done a nice job here at PNC Park, especially in September. Home cooking's been good for them.
It has been good, and I think one of those reasons is because they pitch very well here in this ballpark. And, you know, they've played pretty good at home here now for a while. You see the last 7 seasons, they've had a winning record here in this ballpark. And this is not really a pitcher's ballpark, but it's a fair ballpark. To win here, you got to have the pitching to take advantage of it. And I think the Pirates have done that over the last few seasons. And obviously, they did a very good job at that this year. 3.59 starters ERA here in this park.
And a nice touch today as the Pirates put their old double play combination back in the starting lineup, perhaps for one final time in Pittsburgh. Josh Harrison at second and Jordy Mercer at short.
There's no way to tell the future as to, you know, where they're going to go. I know they're going to go out, they're going to test free agency, but there will be no bridge burning, anything like that. The door will be open for them to come back. I just don't know right now what kind of job is going to be available, whether it'll be a utility role or a starting job.
Pirates trying to win another series against the Milwaukee Brewers, and Nick Kingham will start instead of Joe Musgrove as Kingham gets the call. Actually was told officially, I guess, a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I mean, I like this. You know, you have to have depth in that starting rotation, and the more experience you can get guys like Kingham, the better off we are.
Nick Kingham on the mound for the Pirates against lefty Wade Miley, celebrating the home season as the Pirates and the Brewers conclude this series. Coming up next. on a kid's Sunday. Autographs will be signed. High five from Jay Hay, her hero today.
You know, Greg, we talked about, you know, Mercer going to be back, Jay Hay going to be back. We don't know. There's no magic thing, but I love the fact that this is their last game here. They're wearing those unis.
Yeah, very cool. Kids knit pirate caps given away on a cool afternoon. Getting maybe their last look at the boys of summer as Nick Kingham gets kind of an emergency call. We check out the lineup he'll be facing for the Brewers. Curtis Granderson will be followed by Christian Yelich and Lorenzo Cain. Cain back in the lineup today. Travis Shaw hits cleanup. Jesus Aguilar second in the National League, 104 runs batted in. Mike Moustakas is at third. Then it's Eric Kratz, Orlando Arcia, the shortstop, Wade Miley pitching for the Brewers. Christian Yelich, league's leading hitter. We'll be following Curtis Granderson. Yelich 1 for 3 in last night's game, plus a walk, as Nick Kingham, look at what he has done in his rookie season.
An important thing for him today, I think, is try and keep that ball in the ballpark. That is a huge part of their offense. And Nick in a couple of starts against the Brewers. The long ball has hurt him, so job one today. Keep the ball on this side of the fence.
Works with Elias Diaz today. Granderson 0 for 4 last night, 0 for 9 in the series. And a first pitch strike. It has been a while since Kingham's been on the mound in any capacity. September the 8th, pitched 2 innings of relief against the Marlins. And a strike. Mike Winters calls that strike, and what a debut it was for Nick Kingham. As we check out the umpires, Winters is the crew chief. Ryan Blakeney is at first. Marty Foster at second. Mike Malinsky at third. 1-2 on Granderson. Big league debut. Carried a perfect game into the 7th inning. A 5-0 win over the Cardinals. Back on April the 29th. And he strikes out Granderson.
Looks pretty sharp with his control, and just with the first hitter of the game for having that layoff. That's something you're always a little concerned with.
Here's the Honda defense. There's Jordy Mercer, his double play partner, Josh Harrison. Jose Osuna is at third, Josh Bell at first, Jordan Luplo, Starling Marte, Pablo Reyes in the outfield left to right. We showed you Elias Diaz. Pablo Reyes has made a couple of sparkling defensive plays in just a handful of games played in right field in his pro career. Yelich now .320 average to lead the league, trying to become the first Brewer ever to win a batting title.
Another good location on the pitch. Fastball, strike one, out on the outside corner. You get some time off, you're always going to feel strong. Your arm's going to feel good. Fastball should be there. The question in your mind is, are you going to have control, especially touch pitches like breaking balls, changeups?
Fastball misses. 14th major league start today for Kingham. 17th appearance. Good looking off-speed pitch there to Yelich. Check out our Barrel League leaders stat. Christian Yelich ranking in the National League in a number of categories. Average, OPS, tops. And then right up there with runs scored, the extra base hits, just having a great year.
You get over 30 home runs and you're trying to win a batting title. I mean, that's some awesome stuff.
And that'll help as he singles on the 1-2 pitch. Yelich started the day 4 points up on Scooter Gennett, the former Brewer, now of the Reds. Reds are playing the Marlins in Miami. The former Marlin Yelich has a 1-out single. He also has 20 steals in 24 attempts. Lorenzo Cain, returning to the starting lineup, was a pinch hitter in the 8th inning last night against Kyle Crick and bounced out. He was pulled from the game last Tuesday with a right side injury. So they're thrilled to have Kane back. He's 5th in the league in hitting at .308. And this is a shot to center. Potent lineup.
But I'd probably rather had a little flare in the center. But because he hit it so hard, just had to go 90 feet at a time. Yelich just jogging into second. No chance to make a move toward third.
After the strikeout of Granderson, Yelich singles with 2 strikes, and Kane gets up there and whacks the first pitch, and now it's Shaw. Travis Shaw hit his 30th home run of the year. That was on Friday night. Hit it off Edgar Santana. He's 1 hit in 5 at bats in the series. Back-to-back 30-plus homer seasons for Shaw. Hit 31 last year and sitting on 30 homers with 81 ribbies this year. Swinging and missing the ball. The bat sounded like it had a piece of Elias Diaz's mask. So he's out there because Joe Musgrove was shut down during the game last night. The Pirates announced that he is done for the rest of the year with right side abdominal discomfort, and also recently diagnosed with a stress reaction on the front of his pelvic bone and an abdominal wall muscle strain, and that both injuries are going to require 6 weeks of relative rest. And the Pirates anticipate that he'll begin his normal off-season workouts to prepare for next year following that rest period. And again, we're crossing our fingers. It just seems like what has happened over the past, well, go back to the Polanco injury. You wanted these guys healthy for next year, and knock on wood, Musgrove will be okay after the 6 weeks. Of course, Chad Kuhl had Tommy John surgery the other day. Edgar Santana is done for the rest of the season. He said he felt better today, but he's going to have an MRI tomorrow. That'll tell us a lot, tell him a lot.
Now, do you know what a stress reaction is?
I don't. Do you?
I thought it was like when people yelled at umpires, but
Ricky,
I'm going to have to find that out.
Booch.
I'm going to have to find out.
I guess you could say Shaw had that stress reaction with the umpire the other night, right?
Yes, he had a stress reaction.
Because he was ejected.
Brewers are under stress right now. They're looking at that scoreboard out there constantly. Been an interesting week for them.
They have a magic number to clinch the postseason. It's at 5. Any combination of 5 wins and Rockies losses, and they clinch a postseason berth, and they clinch the first wild card spot in 6 games. They're matched up with the Cardinals in that respect. Cardinals currently occupy the 2nd wild card. So the Brewers would host a wild card game against St. Louis if the season were to end today. The Cubs' magic number to clinch the National League Central Division is 6. They lead these Brewers by 2.5 games. It was a tough loss for Craig Counsell last night against these Buccos. Brewers will take on the Cardinals in St. Louis tomorrow. Pirates will be taking on the Cubs at ball just foul.
You can really tell how incredibly important every one of these games for the Brewers, the way they're using the bullpen, making a lot of matchup changes, going to the bullpen very early with the pinch hitting in games that are still very tight. They are basically, they're in playoff mode right now. They're trying to win every inning.
And off of Kingham, and a play. No, Osuna holds on, and the bases are loaded.
Well, just bad luck. A lot of times them ground balls up the middle, especially nowadays with one infielder or the other playing right over the bag. Those are going to be double plays. And I'm sure this one was going to be the same thing. And Mercer was, look where Mercer is. He is right there. That's bad luck. Got a bad break on that one.
Right off the back of his leg. Says he's okay. Aguilar now with the bases loaded. 33 homers, 5th most in the National League in those 104 RBIs. We mentioned second to only Javier Baez of the Cubs. He's driven in 110. He is 1 for 5 in the series. Pinch hit last night and struck out. And a big RBI double in the opening game of the series on Friday. The Brewers won that one, and they beat the Pirates for only the 6th time this year on Friday. This is the 19th and final meeting between these two clubs. Pirates trying to go 13-6 against the Brewers, having one of their best seasons ever against this team. 1-2. Talking about using the bullpen and being aggressive with it. Craig Counsell pulled Zach Davies after only 4 innings. Gave up a couple of runs. Trevor Williams, Mr. Shutout, Mr. Nilliams, 6 scoreless again. Amazing. 3.04 ERA. 14-9. He'll get one more start. And a strike 3 called, and a gracious call perhaps. Certainly Aguilar thinks so. Trying to not have a stress reaction there, Bob.
Yeah, I believe he is having a little it's a stressful situation right there, and he's reacting to it. But it was fine. He had a little tap on the back. Say, okay. It was a close pitch. I mean, it just might have been a half-inch outside. Look, you can see where it ends up. But with 2 strikes, you know, that's one of those flip a coin. I mean, you see some of them that are, you know, 2 inches closer, they get called balls too. And, you know, the pitcher might have a little bit of a reaction, but that's just the way it is. When it's a borderline pitch, it can go either way.
Well, Mike Moustakas as Aguilar goes back to the dugout, and it's up to Moustakas with 2 outs. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Kingham. Moustakas 2 out of 9 in the series. 7 of his homers have come as a member of the Brewers, traded from the Royals.
Yeah, another way to look at that pitch also, Greg, and from a Pirates standpoint, you know, especially from a Kingham standpoint, is he made a perfect pitch. So, I mean, just millimeters off the black. Why not get rewarded for it? Bases loaded, 1 out, you make the perfect pitch.
And now in front of Moustakas, 1-2. Boy, would this be a big boost for Kingham. Moustakas hit that home run on Friday. Nick Kingham, 26-year-old, born in Houston, grew up in Las Vegas. Pirates drafted him in the 4th round in 2010 out of Sierra Vista High School in Las Vegas. Just as he's ready to deliver, Elias Diaz called time. One and 2. Trying to get him to chase. Christian Yelich singled with 2 strikes. Lorenzo Cain lined a single to center field on the first pitch. Then Travis Shaw hit a ball off the back of Kingham's leg for an infield single. Shaking off Diaz. Finding a pitch he wants to throw here. And he hits him to force in a run. Or did he? Oh
yeah, it had to hit him or it's a wild pitch. Everybody would be sprinting around the bases if it didn't hit him.
So it's 1-0.
Tried to throw a back foot breaking ball and pretty much did. When you throw that breaking ball in that spot, you're trying for that swing and miss. You're going for the strikeout. You want the hitter, Moustakas in this case, to swing over the top of it as it's coming down and in on him. Message out to just give him a little break here in the first inning. Still 24 pitches in one inning to start the ball game. So.
Justin Message is the assistant pitching coach, but the acting pitching coach with Ray Searage out, undergoing neck surgery this past week. Message in his 8th season in the Pirates organization. Now it is Eric Kratz. Kratz homered for the 6th time this season.
Been a tough hitter on the
hitting over 300 against Pirates pitching. And it's a fly ball toward Marte in left center. Well, all things considered, not bad. As Kingham gives up the 1 run, half inning. Milwaukee leads it. Talks with Nick Kingham. Pablo Reyes about ready to step in for the Pirates. RAV4 starting lineup. Looks like this. Starting Marte next, and then last 5 games, Josh Bell hitting .450. Elias Diaz hits cleanup. Jordan Luplo in left. Jose Osuna, the third baseman. Harrison Mercer, Kingham. Pirates starting 9.
You see Miley's numbers. Now the Pirates last time they saw him, they got 10 hits off of him. Like in like 5 innings or something like that. But he's been pitching very well of late. Good numbers lately. So who are you going to see? I mean, that's kind of like the question right now. Miley or Hannah? They both kind of look the same to me.
Been waiting for a while for that, Bob?
I thought about it about 10 minutes ago. Well, that goes back to the days of tips to win.
Oh, yes. You missed those.
Yep.
We're putting a list together of things we're looking to do for next year. Hashtag Bucks Booth, by the way. Bob and I are here for the final time. The
theme tips.
Thoughts about next year.
The theme tips.
What you'd like to see on the telecast. As Pablo Reyes bounces it to second. 4-3 on the putout. But one of the things I'm lobbying for, in fact, I'm going to send out hashtag Bucks Booth. Bob, John, and Steve, the tips to win. I missed them. I know they do too. So Hashtag Bucks Booth. AARP take on Starling Marte versus Wade Miley. 9 for 20 in his career against the left-hander. Double, RBI, those 20 ABs, OPS over 1,000. A lot of prizes, souvenirs going to be given away. At the end of the game, Pirates going to give the jerseys off their backs to fans. 1 ball, 1 strike on Marte, who had a big hit last night, the 2-out, 2-run double in the 3rd. Three and one would be nice for Marte to get that 20th home run here in front of the home crowd. Be the 3rd player in Pirates history with at least 20 homers and 30 steals in the same year. Miley has given up just 3 homers in his 14 starts. A lot of time on the disabled list this year. Miley on the deal at the start of the year. His first assignment against the Reds, May the 2nd. He was on the DL after his following start. Aguilar called off by Granderson.
Nice job by Granderson avoiding a large man there. Come running in hard, and right now Granderson can't take a peek. He's got to watch the ball. He knows that Aguilar is there somewhere, and he's thinking, please don't run over me. Not that Granderson's small or anything, but
compared to that man,
that guy's got some size to him.
Aguilar, Shaw on the right side of the infield, Orlando Arcia, Mike Moustakas on the left side, Christian Yelich in left, Lorenzo Cain back in center, and Granderson in right. Ryan Braun has the day off. Lorenzo Cain playing outstanding defense. Ball to strike on Josh Bell. 3 hits and 8 at-bats in the series. Bell homered on Friday night. .270 average overall, hitting .258 in his home ballpark this season. 5 of his 11 home runs hit here at PNC Park. Easy play from Miley. He's going to have a 1-2-3 bottom of the 1st. And it's 1-0 Brew Crew.
into play in this rubber match at PNC Park. I'm Robbie and Smikowski. Well, all week long, a lot of good things have been going on in the community involving the Pirates charities, and various projects. And today that continues. The Pirates hosted 50 students and teachers from each of the 23 Shred Hate schools throughout the Pittsburgh area, and they recognized the group pregame in an on-field ceremony. Shred Hate is an initiative supported by MLB and the X Games designed to address bullying within the schools. Now, Pirates Charities is proud to lead the initiative in Pittsburgh, along with the Pittsburgh Public Schools for the 2018-19 school year. And get this, Joe and Bob, the Pirates are the only team in Major League Baseball to provide the funding to the program on a local level. Really good stuff in a week full of good stuff going on.
Absolutely, Dan. Thanks so much. As the Pirates, they drive deep to left. Back is Luplo. And just clears the wall, Orlando Arcia.
I don't know if that got out, Greg.
A line drive, home run maybe. And they are right away headed toward the headsets.
Did they call it a double? I think they called it a double. So it's going to be the Brewers have to challenge. It was a nice catch.
Yeah, well, really nice catch. But I think it was also a really nice call. I think you're right. I don't think that clears the wall, does it?
I think they got it right. That was going to be a double.
Great catch. That's going to be close.
It would have probably hit the top of the fence. Now, would it bounced over or would it bounce back on the field? Who knows? They're going to have to go with what was called on the field, don't you think?
I would think so. I don't think there's any overwhelming evidence there. Line drive by Arcia.
It was a heck of a catch.
That really was.
Young
Bucko fan, man.
He's tracking it, get the glove out there. Boom.
Yes. Just routine, no big deal.
I catch those every day.
Well done.
Waiting for another one now.
Yeah. And now get all the texts saying, man, that was one of the best catches we've seen in a long time there. And that's the beauty of PNC Park. You're so close to the action, you can be part of the action at times. And they got the call. Gonna stick with it, the double. So good job all the way around. The call stands.
Here it is again. Nice play. Now, just and maybe this is just my personal opinion, but if you're like over the age of 12, you probably shouldn't be doing that.
I'm going to go over the age of 15.
15, all right.
Yeah, but let's put it this way: totally innocent, that young fan.
Oh yeah.
Nothing. I mean, that just be proud and.
I don't want to see adults reaching over the fence.
I agree.
But catch those
that
balls.
reaction by that young man, who could blame that fan?
Yeah, but
just applaud the effort.
There got to be an age limit, though.
Yep. Diaz wanted to fire toward second. It's 2-0 on the pitcher, Wade Miley. Well, Kingham has struck out a couple. He's also hit a man. He's also given up some hard contact early on here. And now it's 3-0. Wade Miley is trying to give himself up, drop down a sacrifice, but a 3-0 count.
There you go.
3 balls and a strike.
Wow, that's not good.
That's hard to believe right there.
You walk the pitcher when he's trying to bunt.
Wow.
What will they decide to do now with Granderson up there?
Curtis Granderson with 2 on and no one out. Granderson hitting .182 as a Brewer. Started the year with Toronto, hit .245 with the Jays, 11 homers.
That's the way it goes sometimes. You walk the pitcher trying to bunt, and then you go strike 1. Yeah, that should have been strike 2. See, there you go. It's a borderline pitch. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. No stress reaction this time.
Well, be careful here. Nick Kingham looking down the barrel at Christian Yelich, Lorenzo Cain, Travis Shaw down the road here. Very important pitch to Curtis Granderson. Driven toward right, Reyes. So a very important second out as Arcia advances to third base on the first out here.
Let's see if Yelich can hit one on the ground right at somebody.
So Granderson lines to right, 1 away, first and third, and now Yelich. Trying to get a ground ball from Yelich. Driven deep to right center field. Christian Yelich, maybe he is the MVP. That one nearly cleared the entire seating section toward the Riverwalk. He crushes his 32nd. It's a 3-run homer, a 4-0 Brewers lead. 96 RBIs for Christian Yelich.
Hey, got a off-speed pitch. I think it was a slider out over the plate. Big hits like that, so important to the Brewers at this time. And I mentioned right there in the first inning that, you know, one of the goals that Kingham was going to have, it's not easy to do, but you got to do your best to keep these guys in the yard.
Didn't help, of course, that he walked the pitcher, so an extra run crosses the plate thanks to that free base, and that is a 3-run bomb.
I see he hit the back fence a little higher. That would have took one hop and probably would have got down on the down on that grassy bank by where the trees are.
Cain with a fly ball to shallow right. Reyes misses it.
He's made some nice diving catches out there. This is one he certainly should have caught. Just reaches down and just right off the glove. Kind of surprised that Cain must have been jogging a little bit, as once that ball got by, you know, Cain with his speed, he probably could have been at second base.
Error on the right fielder Reyes. Here's Shaw. As this game not out of hand yet, but has the feeling. And there's a fly ball toward right. If it's fair, it's way gone. And Travis Shaw clobbers his 31st home run. And it is 6-0. And the Brewers trying to finish their season series with the Pirates with a laugher and a rout, and they're on their way.
Now this one might have got wet. Cleared everything. Just a center cut fastball. Shaw got all of that.
Two bombs here off Kingham. Kingham has now given up 17 home runs in 72 innings.
These trees around along the river getting so big now, it's getting hard to find the baseball.
Second homer of the series for Shaw.
Once you get down on that bank, it's all downhill, the sidewalk, and of course the ball can just roll out and drop into the river. Look like they're trying to fish it out from that boat.
And another hit. This has gotten out of hand for Nick Kingham. They're hitting him hard, as you can plainly see. It's a rough one. So Tanner Anderson.
Well, you know, talked a lot there in the beginning about, I did, about touch on breaking balls and control when you've had a layoff. And I think walking the pitcher when he was trying to bunt, and then in this inning he's left a couple, especially that one a little breaking ball to Yelich right down the middle. The home run ball was a fastball, but it looked like it was center cut also.
It's been over 2 weeks since he's pitched in a ball game, Nick Kingham.
He might not have his best command as far as hitting the spots right now. He has hit some though. It's just a little hit and miss.
He did hit Mike Moustakas in the first with the bases loaded.
You guys have to come out and support your Pirates, no matter if they don't spend on the payroll or not. You guys are good baseball fans.
Now 2-1. This is Joe Musgrove's day, but Pirates announced during the game last night that he is shut down. And so Kingham getting the emergency start. Moustakas, the RBI, was his 29th as a member of the Milwaukee Brewers.
It seemed like he's been there that long.
He's got
30 RBIs.
91 for the year. And Moustakas will be a free agent after the season. 51st pitch, and depending on how he does here, it could be his last. Anderson is ready. Not close. And we will see Clint Hurdle.
That'll do it. Rough outing.
Second walk of the inning. We'll be seeing Tanner Anderson facing Eric Kratz. Pirates early on here. 6-zip. StatCast AI powered by AWS. We check out the 2 home runs hit in the top of the second inning. Christian Yelich. It's his 32nd. It was an impressive high towering drive by Travis Shaw. Estimated 425 feet, bouncing around there somewhere toward the river.
Notice the exit velocity on both those were identical?
You don't see that every day.
Not every day, no.
Identical exit velocities.
Identical, just different trajectory. What's it? The angles? Is it? What do you call that? Launch angle. That's what it is. I knew there was a new word for trajectory.
Tanner Anderson. Well, Nick Kingham had not been on the mound since September the 8th. For Tanner Anderson, it's been since September 11th in St. Louis. His 3rd stint with the Pirates. Christian Yelich trying to win a batting title and lead the Brewers to the postseason. Eric Kratz was hit by a pitch the other night, took exception to it.
He got hit pretty hard. Fastball right in the middle of the back.
Anderson misses. Mercer gets it to retire Kratz.
Yeah, because it was Kratz, he had a little extra time there. Another one of those solid plays by Jordy.
That probably is the best description of all for that man. Solid, nothing flashy.
Old Faithful.
Doesn't have the great range, but boy, when he gets to the ball.
He's like his glove, Old Faithful. Makes the plays.
Both Mercer and Harrison got nice ovations when Tim DeBacco, the public address announcer, announced the starting lineups. Speaking of Jay Hay, the long inning comes to an end. 6-zip Milwaukee.
Is brought to you by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
Christian Yelich leading the way at 5-run. Top of the second. Travis Shaw also going deep. 6-zip for Wade Miley. Facing Elias Diaz to start this bottom of the second. Diaz caught the final 4 innings of Friday's game when Francisco Cervelli left with stomach issue. And good to see Elias Diaz getting back in the starting lineup and getting some at-bats in the final week. It'll make him feel better going into the winter. And that'll make everybody feel better with a leadoff hit off Miley. Miley retired the side in order in the top of, or the bottom of the first inning, and now bottom of the second. A hit. Here's Jordan Luplow.
Hey, Luplow, one of the possibly more important of the youngsters. The situation kind of up in the air right now with right field. His name will come up many times in the off-season meetings in the front office. What are they going to do about right field?
He has started 8 of the last 10 games now. 7 of those starts in 6 in right, 2 in left. He's hitless in his last 19 at-bats. At 287 this year in the minors at AAA Indianapolis. Miley looking for his 6th win. Last year went 8-15 with Baltimore and finished with a .561 earned run average. to the shortstop Arcia. A double play.
Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 36, Jose Osuna.
Well done, Cassius. Thumbs up from Timmy D, Tim Tobacco, the veteran public address announcer. Tim Tobacco on a Kids Sunday. Gives the microphone over for this half inning to young Cassius. Jose Osuna for the start at third base. His fourth at third base this month. Hit hard and a great catch by Moustakas. Great reaction from Mike Moustakas to Rob Osuna. 6-0 Brewers after 2. Top of the third inning, and there's Johannes along with Quinn, Logan, Sophie. 2019 Pirates season tickets now available with full half and 20 game plans. You can pick the plan that fits your needs, get your year-long benefits like price discounts, flexible exchange policies, team store discounts, and more. Pirates.com/season tickets. Pitcher Miley. Osuna.
You're not playing first base now. Jordy, okay, I'll take it.
Oh my gosh.
The basic rule is if you're a third baseman, you can get to the ball, you take it. It's going to be an easier play for you, shorter throw. Everything's going to happen quicker.
Jordy's like the most polite third baseman I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh. He's learning the ropes over there on the left side of the infield. A little different for Jose Osuna.
Jordy's like, you think I'm getting paid by the ground ball or something?
Yeah, I won't be offended.
You can have that one in the future. It's all right.
Line to right by Granderson. Takes a hard hop off the base of the wall. And Granderson with his first hit of the series. And it's a double off Tanner Anderson.
A lot of different surfaces out there in that right field wall the ball can hit. It's always going to react a little differently depending. And it comes off that hard base and it bounces immediately back to the grass. A little higher, it's chain link and probably is just going to die right there. You're going to have to go pick it up.
Christian Yelich is 2 for 2.
Every ballpark in the outfield, there's always the things that you need to learn, even more so than years ago, because there's no more, just beautifully rounded, walls out there. Every ballpark you play in now has the nooks and crannies. You got to learn how to play your home park. Left field here, you have the notch you're going to have to deal with way out there, 410 in left center, and different angles of the wall. Right there, that wall, like the first 50 feet up from the pole, is sharp angle. The ball is going to do weird things when it hits that, and it's a short wall in left. So if you get back soon enough, you can do battle with the kids over those possible
Young
home
fans
runs.
looking for souvenirs.
Just some of the things you have to learn here at PNC. I don't care what Greg said. That was a nice catch. Looks like he's got an autograph on that hat also, doesn't it?
I'm not so sure.
You don't think that's an autograph?
I don't know.
Look kind of like swoopy and maybe a gold pin.
Yeah.
That's definitely an autograph right there. Somebody signed that hat, Greg.
Sure it's not mustard. 3-1 the count on Yelich.
I never thought about that. Could be mustard.
And he's on base for a 3rd straight time. By the way, in Miami, Scooter Gennett is 1 for 2, and he's hitting .316. Yelich at .322. A couple of Pirates fans. Lorenzo Cain comes to the plate with 1 out and 2 on. It's Tanner Anderson, the man out of Harvard. Pirates drafted him in the 20th round 3 years ago. Nick Kingham went 1 1/3, gave up 6 runs, 5 earned on 7 hits. Anderson got the last 2 outs of the 2nd. Got the first man, Wade Miley, here in the 3rd, but the double by Granderson, walk to Yelich. Now Cain. Back in the starting lineup for the Brewers. As we mentioned, we'll be taking on the Cardinals in St. Louis tomorrow in a 3-game series. They finish up at home against the Tigers next weekend. They are 2.5 back of the Cubs in the Central. They are 2 ahead of the Cardinals to host that wild card game. Cubs are leading 3-0 against the White Sox. A roller to Bell. They get 1. Mercer takes the throw from Bell to erase Yelich.
Would have liked to got that double play. I want Shaw coming up again with all these guys on base.
Granderson at 3rd, Cain at 1st. Shaw is 2 for 2. Just 11 for 54 against the Pirates this season. A .204 average coming into this ball game. Now he has 13 hits this year, and 5 of them have been home runs. 0-1. 0-2. Travis Shaw acquired from the Boston Red Sox before last year for Tyler Thornburg, the pitcher. And playing mainly second after the acquisition of Mike Moustakas. And they will give Kane his 29th stolen base. Uncontested. Got some thump, they've got some speed. And Curtis Granderson at 37. Still can use those legs. Still 1-2 on Shaw.
Hey, a lot of recognizable names in this lineup.
Some wondered what the Brewers were doing when they acquired Moustakas. Too many infielders. And then they even picked up Jonathan Scope from the Orioles. A former great Brewer there, Robin Yount. We were talking last night on the radio side about Yelich trying to become the first Brewer to win a batting title. Robin Yount, the closest to win a batting title back in 1982. Finished 1 percentage point behind the Royals' Willie Wilson, who won the American League batting title with the Royals. And this gets away, and a wild pitch will make it a 7-0 ball game.
And as you pointed out at that point yesterday, that Wilson won that title sitting on his backside. Like a bouncing fastball, I believe.
Tanner Anderson showed impeccable control in the minors. This ball's popped up. Here's Starling Marte. And the Brewers get another run on the wild pitch. Seven 0 Pirates trail, and Josh Harrison leads off the bottom of the third. in perhaps his final home game with the Pirates.
You never know.
This is his 4th start in the month of September.
Now, free agency last year was very different from years past. So it's kind of unpredictable now.
Shaw, second baseman over on the left side of the infield. And now Jordy Mercer.
I wonder both these guys could definitely be back. Nice hand for Jordy.
Talked to both of them about this day, and they seemed to kind of dismiss being emotional about it. Kind of what Bob was saying. You never know. Although Jordy did say that probably think more about it after the game ends, maybe when he's taking that jersey off his back. And as Jay Hay said, it might hit him as the bus leaves the ballpark with the rest of his teammates on that bus. Still think, Bob, going into 2000, as you said, never know, but going into 2019, it's a bit of a roll of the dice, I would think, to rely on young players up the middle. And Clint Hurdle has said as much. That's why he had Clint Barmas in here as a free agent. The Pirates did years ago, and then it was Barmas who helped Mercer along. There's Kevin Newman. Kevin Kramer also on that Pirate bench. But boy, you really need somebody solid. Not that Kramer won't be, but Kramer has shown to be a bit erratic with that arm.
Newman.
Newman. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Jordy, hallelujah. A lot of games played here for Mercer, and just foul. Matter of fact, Jordy Mercer is 5th on the all-time games played list in this ballpark. And here is the list. Andrew McCutcheon the most. Jack Wilson, former Pirates shortstop Neil Walker, and Harrison Mercer and Marte in order in terms of the top 6 games played here. Mercer goes down swinging. Well, he has brought a lot of energy, has Jay Hay.
Well, if this is his last home game here in this ballpark, I'm sure that a lot of Pirate fans, over the winter and into next year, when they think of Jay Hay playing here, a lot of that's going to be him running the bases, getting out of rundowns and just
again that energy,
causing havoc out there on the base paths.
Spark plug, little engine that could. Josh Harrison, who was originally drafted by the Chicago Cubs, turned 31 in early July out of the University of Cincinnati. The Cubs drafted him in the 6th round in 2008. The Bucks acquired him in a deadline deal. A year later, July of 2009, they acquired Josh Harrison along with pitchers Kevin Hart and Jose Ascanio for John Grabo and Tom Gorzolani. And remember, he was basically a utility man for a while. As Anderson, oh, look at that pick by Moustakas. Dazzling plays over there. He robbed Osuna. A line shot to end the 2nd, and here Tanner Anderson flirting with a hit. Jordy Mercer and Josh Harrison, quite a combo.
Health Network injury update, and as Greg mentioned earlier, shut down for the remainder of the season with right side abdominal discomfort. And last night after the ball game, he met with the media and discussed his decision to shut it down the remainder of this season.
With the time frame given to me on the rest and recovery it's going to take to get my body back in shape and allow me to start my training for the off season, I think now is the time that we need to really stop and give myself the proper amount of time to allow myself to be prepared for next year. And if we were in different circumstances where, you know, we had a chance at the playoffs or we were in the race, I'd be out there pitching tomorrow and it'd be a different story. But I think if you looking out for next season and what we have in our minds to accomplish next year, I think this is the right move to make.
And of course, this is a decision that is a collaborative one done by both the Pirates and Joe Musgrove to shut him down for the final 2 starts here of the 2018 season. So the rest seems like after the rest, he's going to be okay. Bob and Greg, I won't screw it up this time, but Joe is a great teammate, and teammates really loved him. An interesting year for him, his first season in a Pirates uniform. Hopefully he can bounce back even stronger next season.
Screw what up this time?
Well, I mistakenly called you Joe Block, which is a compliment.
No
disrespect, man. But I like the Dan firing back. That was very good.
I did not hear you say Joe Block. I did not. In fact, you didn't say Joe Block. You said Bob and Joe.
Don't ask me. I don't listen to either one of you.
And I know that. And I've gotten a lot of texts and tweets from people saying I made a mistake, and I apologize to Robbie. I accidentally called Robbie Dan. So there you go.
Turnabout is fair play.
A couple of errors
to be called Joe that time. Because usually Joe works the majority of the Sunday games.
I understand.
So I
that was a very innocent mistake. And same with me here.
And anytime you want to call me Dan, Greg, that's a compliment.
Once in a while, you do take a little vacay. Not like our producer and director, but on occasion.
Nothing like that.
No. They've got like color analyst schedules. Adam Elmore and Pete Toma.
Steve works more than they do.
Yeah. There's Big Joe in the radio booth. And Tanner Anderson. Whoa, wait a second. Yes, there he's on vacation again, and back by popular demand, Steve Blass returns. Well, we have just been told a little secret that we'll tell you about, that the folks here at PNC Park are not aware of the surprise they're going to get on Fan Appreciation Day. But Mr. Blass, every Sunday at home, of course, he does that 7th inning toss down where he throws all those promotional items. Well, little birdie tells us he's actually going down below to the sections to be amongst the people.
Hand deliver all of his goodies. It'd be like Santa Claus at the mall.
Yeah.
He's going to be handing out all
How's he going to get out of there?
I think he'll just stay there for a while.
Okay. Headed up the middle, and a base hit for Moustakas. He's on base for a 3rd time.
See what we've all noticed over the years, Steve, and John, and I, that we can walk out and you and Joe don't seem to even notice sometimes we're gone.
That's not true. How about this Point Park University tweet? That gentleman has been here before. Now he said, earlier this year he said, I want to have a beer with Steve Blass. Now he says, I still want to have a beer with Steve Blass.
Well, bring one up in the 7th inning stretch, and I guarantee you Steve will join you. He will be right down below us. And if you have an extra beer, he'll sit there for the rest of the inning.
Jose Osuna going to start a double play. Nicely done.
Very nice. Nice little turn by Jay Hay.
The Toyota all-wheel drive RAV4 Thinning. Toyota, what drives you?
7-0 on the UPMC scoreboard. All Brewers to this point. We move to the bottom of the 4th inning. Second go-round for the Pirates, and Pablo Reyes against Wade Miley. And Arcia. It's been a breeze for Wade Miley. Starling Marte will come to play. Hashtag Bucks Booth if you have suggestions for us, and for our Director of Broadcasting, Mark Gard, about what you'd like to see, and for the folks at AT&T Sportsnet, again, hashtag Bucks Booth. We're getting some great ideas, like a weekly Where Are They Now segment to catch up with former Pirates players, like that one. It's a good idea. Thank you, WV Pirate. Well, that's true. Chris Archer in a full season. Bob, what do you think about a 6-man rotation next year? Every year we seem to lose pitchers in September.
I actually thought they were going to go to a 6-man rotation in September. I heard rumblings about that when we were down in Atlanta. That might happen.
Yeah, I don't think that's out of the question at all. I think that, especially when you go back to the Pirates deciding to do that after that Colorado trip, looking for extra rest.
And I wouldn't be surprised, Greg, you know, a decade from now that the 6-man rotation might be commonplace.
Right.
I mean, that's the direction that I think pitching staffs have been going you know, for a long time now. Think how many pitchers there are on the 25-man roster than there was 30 years ago. It's just you're trying to, you know, take the load off as many pitchers as you can. And starters don't go as deep into ball games as they used to, as far. So yeah, 6-man rotation. I think if that comes sooner than later, it's not going to surprise me.
What about this opener thing? That is kind of catching on a little bit. The Rays started it, and now 4 or 5 other teams are doing it, where they, on 2 or 3 days out of the week, they actually start relievers. Is that kind of a similar thing?
I don't understand it. I think that's the teams that do that do it because of a lack of starting pitching. If you have good starting pitching, why would you not pitch your best pitchers and pitch your worst pitchers? That doesn't make any sense.
A bullet to short.
So I think that's what teams that do that is, because they don't have starters.
Jameson's first Pirates game.
Were recognized on field. One of them is Father William Schwartz. We call him Father Bill, longtime Pirate season ticket holder who often celebrates Mass with the Pirates players and coaches, celebrating his 50th Jubilee this year, and Trevor Williams was the driving force in getting that jersey done. Also, 93 years of age, Private First Class Arthur Vincent, a member of the U.S. Army during World War II. For injuries sustained during the war, Mr. Vincent was awarded the prestigious Purple Heart. He's from Fairmont, West Virginia, and has remained a steadfast and loyal Buccos fan at 93 years young. And Greg and Bob, I know you guys have learned to get to know a lot of these fans over the years in your tenure here as Pirates broadcasters, and we certainly appreciate each and every one of them, especially the ones that stand out, like these two gentlemen.
Here, here, absolutely, Robbie. And Father Bill says Mass very graciously every weekend for Pirates players, visiting players, employees, and huge Pirates fan. Congratulations, Father Bill. Padre, Pirate Padre, calls himself. His play routine goes 5-3, retiring Orlando Arcia. Tanner Anderson has done a pretty good job settling things down. Did give up a run on a wild pitch. Rough outing for Nick Kingham and an emergency start. An easy play against his mound opponent now, Wade Miley. Host your next special event here at PNC Park. Perfect for corporate outings, weddings, bar and bat mitzvahs, or any special event. Right now, you can even book your holiday party for this winter. For more information, go to pirates.com/PNC Park events. Good idea to get on that right now, because those dates get booked in a hurry. Curtis Granderson doubled his last time up, and we're into the 5th inning, and fans of all ages thinking now about the last few innings of watching the Pirates in this great ballpark, and hoping the Pirates can rally down 7. Dan, thanks very much. Dan Potash. That scoreboard update with the Brewers again 2.5 back of the Cubs in the Central. Right now the Brewers hoping to beat the Pirates and take this series, and then we'll root on the Pirates over the next 4 games. Pirates play 4 at Wrigley. We check out the current playoff picture. The regular season comes to an end 1 week from today. The Pirates will be in Cincinnati to conclude the regular season. And again, it's the Brewers at St. Louis. And then the Brewers host the Tigers. Cardinals finish up next weekend against the Cubs at Wrigley. A 3-1 count on Elias Diaz. He has the only Pirates hit off Wade Miley. And a leadoff walk.
Miley can't get him out.
Here's Jordan Luplow. MLB at Bat, your #1 Pirates app. Customize your experience. Catch every moment. Get Pirates home screen icons, features like the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today. Luplow hit into the double play in the second. 0 for his last 20 ABs. One ball, one strike. Trying to get men on base here, cut into this lead.
Yeah, one of the questions I think, Rick, that if Luplow does get significant time out in right field next year, will be what kind of power does he possess? I mean, that's always been a topic of conversation. Is he going to be a power guy?
Well, they're certainly looking for power anywhere.
Was it last year in the minor league? Because
he led the minor leagues, didn't he?
20-something.
Yeah.
So it's there.
At 23 homers in 117 minor league games. And he's going to drop that hit in there and get off the schneid. Putting runners at first and second.
Nobody out. Pirates trying to put an inning together. Kind of golf that one. Oh, was headed to the dirt.
Osuna robbed of extra bases by Mike Moustakas. A diving grab on a line drive toward left.
Stayed a little outside. Osuna kind of cocking his head, thinking maybe, in his opinion, it did also.
Osuna got more playing time last year. This season, 82 games at AAA, hit .321 with 9 homers. This is 5th stint with the Bucks. His 4th start at third base. He's only made 10 starts at first, 3 in right. The right field position, a big question mark now with Gregory Polanco out for who knows how long. At least the start of the season could be as long as maybe into June. Blocked by Kratz. And again, it's Moustakas. This time he can't handle a tough hop, and the bases are loaded. He fields that cleanly. He's got a chance to get 2.
You know, no matter how, it seems like how far you fall behind.
Always opportunity.
If it's early enough in the ball game, it seems like there's always that one inning that's going to come up to where, okay, an opportunity to get yourself back in the ball game has presented itself. That somebody's going to have to do something special with the bat here. Either string 2 or 3 hits together in a row, or somebody's going to pull one over the fence.
Be something if it were Josh Harrison.
But this is the spot to do it.
Moustakas. Josh Harrison has thrilled home crowds a whole bunch since he made his major league debut.
He's hit some memorable home runs in this ballpark.
And he has. He's had his fair share of walk-off hits. There's the walk-off home run against the Dodgers last year that broke up the Rich Hill no-hitter. One of the most memorable. Harrison, a 2-time All-Star, 2014 and again last year. And drives one towards center field. Kane is over. It's over his head. Josh Harrison going to drive in a couple. J-Hay doubles in a pair in what could be his final home game as a Bucco. And he makes it a 7-2 affair.
You have to love that. I mean, this is just a feel-good moment right there. I know a lot of fans they're thinking the same thing we are. Will he be back next year? And to have him come up with a bases-loaded double and give us even a better chance now to get right back in this ballgame. Now just a single, and you feel you're back in it.
The Allegheny Health Network Supermo look. Josh Harrison's double to the left center field gap, even as good as Kane is. Oh, was rifled over his head.
And we've seen over the years a lot of times outfielders, pitchers, they get caught by surprise at how much pop there is in Harrison's bat. Not very big, but
well, all right, that's the first part of the script. Now Jordy Mercer with a fly ball toward right. Granderson over, and it's over his head. Unreal. Jordy Mercer into second. He trades places with J-Hay. They both drive in too. How about that for a script? Back-to-back 2-run doubles.
That is pretty awesome. Maybe there was a reason we fell behind early. You know what? Maybe these guys aren't done now for the day. Can't wait to see what they do next time they come to the plate. Could be really dramatic as we get later in this game.
7-4.
Still nobody out. I mean,
150 career doubles for him. Ryan Lavarnway will pinch hit for Tanner Anderson.
You look at Mercer's hit as the leadoff double. Now do something with it.
Trying to buy time for that bullpen. Kratz is out there. Corey Knebel up a few moments ago. Is he ready yet? Of course, if Counsell, he is going to now go to the bullpen, and you'd figure Clint Hurdle will counter with a left-handed hitter. And Counsell well aware of that. He's going to bring on a right-hander to face a left-handed hitter. We'll see who that will be. He makes the slow walk. And now buys enough time for Knebel. Goes to that bullpen. 7-4. Pirates have scored 4.
Descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Pirates back in it, 7-4. Couple of doubles from, of all people, Josh Harrison and Jordy Mercer back to back. Craig Counsell pulls a reluctant Wade Miley. Wade Miley did not want to leave in favor of the righty Corey Knebel after the Mercer 2-run double. Indeed. Moments ago, seen as Jordy Mercer passes by that Lord have Mercer sign. Well, this is a surprise. Clint Hurdle's going to stay with the right-handed hitting Ryan Lavarnway. Last night in the 6th inning, he called out Jose Osuna to pinch hit against the lefty Xavier Cedeno, and then when Counsell called on a righty Taylor Williams, Clint Hurdle countered with left-handed hitting Colin Moran. But here he sticks with Lavarnway against Knebel, the former closer. 4 left-handed sticks available if Pirates manager so chooses, but he'll stick with Lavarnway.
Well, Knebel, even though he had kind of a rough year, lost his closer's job, he's still big strikeout numbers.
Lavarnway had a pinch hit single in the 7th inning last night off Joaquim Soria. And of course, he had the game-winning hit earlier in the homestand. You see he's trying to at least move Mercer over. Lavarnway's first ever walk-off hit. His pinch hit single in the 11th inning on Tuesday against the Royals. Brought home Starling Marte, and the Pirates won it 2-1 as Miley looks on. Lavarnway, now 31 years old, Burbank, California native, signed as a minor league free agent over the winter. 6th round pick of the Boston Red Sox 10 years ago out of Yale. Don't see that too often, do you? Guy
Burbank guy go to Yale?
Well, no, that too. I mean, a Yale guy pinch hitting for a Harvard guy. Last time that happened. Tanner Anderson out of Harvard lifted in favor of a man from Yale. Was this a smart move? No. 97 miles an hour, and Knebel strikes out Lavarnway.
Adds to those strikeout numbers. Big fastball and a hard breaking pitch that gives especially right-hand hitters a hard time. Gives everybody a hard time. You watch Knebel last couple outings, you wonder What was happening early in the year to him?
How were people hitting him?
He still looks the same, at least of late.
He had a 1-2-3 7th inning on Friday. Sent him down to the minors to get right.
And he did. Kind of like Frazier, I guess. Pirates sent Frazier down. He came back one of the best hitters in the league.
Well, how often over the years have we seen that?
A lot of very good Pirate players have gone through that same thing.
Make it to the big leagues, think they're established, struggle, don't want to go down, but in the past the Pirates have sent even veterans down to the minors.
I remember they did it to Jay Bell, they did it to Jeff King. Both those guys, great players, but need to go back for a little retraining.
Kramer, oh, he's on deck to pinch hit for Marte. That means Marte's not healthy. Something is not right with Starling Marte.
Oh, there's a stomach bug down there. We know that.
Yeah. Pablo Reyes, 97, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So trying to keep players healthy and in the ball game these days. A bit of a struggle. Reyes has grounded out twice. And chases a tough pitch there. Back-to-back strikeouts. It is Kramer to pinch hit for Marte, his last at bat in the 4th inning. Whether that indicates anything, a little hobble there at the end, maybe. So Kramer bats for Marte. He's 3 out of 23. Kramer certainly has the pop, looking for his first big league homer. Talk about a script. Kevin Kramer, 24 years old.
Yeah, the old guys have shown him how to do it this inning. Kramer, one of the young guns. See if he can follow suit.
It'll be Stephen Brault for the Pirates in the 6th. Renegades. '99 from Knebel. Kramer drafted by the Pirates out of UCLA in the 2nd round 3 years ago. Almost checked. Two and two on Kevin Kramer, pinch hitting for Starling Marte. Josh Bell on deck. 3-2. Knebel recalled on the 2nd of this month from their AAA club in Colorado Springs. He's made 10 scoreless appearances since being recalled. Was on the disabled list early in the year. Missed almost a month with a strained left hamstring.
And almost a month since he came in this game.
Since his last pitch was delivered. Slowing down the pace. Now it looks like he's ready. And Kramer down swinging at 99. Knebel comes in and strikes out Lavarnway, Reyes, and Kramer. Pirates trail by 3. By T-Mobile, and moments ago Josh Harrison in perhaps his final home game as a Pirate doubles in the first 2 runs, and wouldn't you know it, the next guy up could be his final home game. Jordy Mercer doubles in Jay Hay and Jose Osuna in front of him. 2 2-run doubles to get the Pirates back in the game. Double play combo of Jay Hay and Mercer. Infield has a different look to it now aside from those two. Kevin Kramer staying in the game. Now at third. Pablo Reyes moves from right to left. Jordan Luplow moves to center. Jose Osuna moves out to right. Again, Starling Marte either ill or an injury.
Yeah, it looked like he was limping after he got by first base. So I'm going with injury.
And the Pirates are going with Brault here, the lefty. There's Christian Yelich.
Brault had a little trouble with the home run ball last time out there.
Yelich has homered in this ball game. Whoa.
Well, jump rope.
Two for two. Last time the Brewers had a player flirt with the batting title, 7 years ago, Ryan Braun hit .332, which was 5 percentage points back of batting champion Jose Reyes of the Mets.
Well, they've had some pretty darn good hitters over the years to not have a batting title yet.
Bridesmaids, we talked about the closest, Willie Wilson winning over Robin Yount in '82. Cecil Cooper finished second to George Brett in 1980. Paul Molitor in 1987 hit .353. That was 10 points back of Wade Boggs, who won the batting championship. Capturing the moment. Pirates will have a say in the batting champion because they play the Reds next weekend in Scooter Gennett. Gennett is 1 for 3, currently hitting .316. And a called third strike. Brault retires Yelich to start the 6th.
After the Pirates put 4 up, Brault needs to close the door now on the offense. A good way to do it is get their best hitter out on strikes. I'm not a believer in momentum from game to game, but in-game momentum, it's something you can feel. And it's Brault's job right now to keep it flowing in our direction. It definitely shifted. You're sitting down in that dugout. You can. It's more of a feeling that for whatever reason, you start to get a little concerned. It's like if you score a couple runs early in the game and then you just don't do anything. Keep getting shut out. Zeros inning after that. You start getting the feeling that are we going to lose this game? It's momentum. It's shifted to the other side. And if you're in the other dugout, it's the feeling is, hey, we're going to get these guys. And the confidence among the players goes from one dugout to the other.
Well, Kane has the 1-out single. Now Travis Shaw. Shaw's home run in the 2nd off of Nick Kingham, who went 1 1/3, 6 runs, 5 earned on 7 hits. Stephen Brault came on in the 6th inning on Friday after Shaw had homered off of Edgar Santana. And again, that befuddling statistic.
Is it 91 now?
Another wild pitch. 2 today.
Pirates might break 100.
Yep.
There's a breaking ball that bounced up over Diaz's shoulder. How about Brault's velocity? That was 95.
Yeah.
He also went down for a while. When he came back, he had found some speed on his fastball. Throwing a mile or two harder.
Pirates just announced, by the way, that Starling Marte left the game with left calf tightness. Currently being examined by the medical staff. His status is day to day. So Jordan Luplow moving from left to center. Brings up Jesus Aguilar. Some social media pictures about Emmy got to meet Stephen Brault today. Thanks to Paul for sharing with us on a Fan Appreciation Day. Melly sends this one along. Thanks to you. Yeah, thanks to the awesome employees at PNC Park. Pass along your pictures, ideas, hashtag Bucks Booth.
Those knit hats remind me of the way the season started.
Yes, indeed.
Like it was snowing every
game. It
game.
was unbelievable.
There's ice out there on the river.
How fast it went, too, by the way. Monday, April 2nd, the Pirates opened up this home schedule against the Twins. It was 40 degrees at game time. The Pirates won the game 5-4. Jameson Taillon's first win of the year. First save of the year for George Contos that Monday afternoon. Colin Moran hit the grand slam in the first inning.
Remember this game got snowed out at Wrigley?
Yeah.
Do you remember putting on the outfield sprinklers?
Yes.
And they look like snowmaking machines at Seven Springs. It was incredible.
Yep.
What a cold, cold start to the season.
Well, there are plenty of great moments here and on the road this season. We'll see where the Pirates end up in terms of the wins column. They've already won more than they did last year. And still some great moments been captured on AT&T Sportsnet, and Tyler Graham always look forward to the year-end video that he puts together, our associate director, and that'll be on Sunday following the game in Cincinnati next Sunday. Billy Murillo here all year with us. 3-1 the count on Aguilar. Look down at Michael Felice loosening. Walked him. Nissan Road ahead. Pirates are headed to Wrigley in a 4-game series, and Jameson Taillon will get the start against Cole Hamels. What a matchup that is going to be. Hamels has been almost unhittable as a Cub. Chris Archer against Mike Montgomery. Archer coming off a strong start. And Ivan Novo will face Jose Quintana on Wednesday, with Trevor Williams against John Lester on Thursday night. 4 big games for the Cubs for sure. They're shutting out the White Sox 6-0 in the 4th inning.
These are very important games for the Cubs. They try to hold off these Brewers. Brewers trying to get back some of those 4 runs they gave up. Bases loaded now.
After the strikeout of Yelich, a hit by Kane, and back-to-back walks, Shaw and Aguilar. Trouble with the zone now for Brault. Hit by pitch with the bases loaded in the first inning against Nick Kingham. That forced in the first run. Moustakas.
Need to find that strike zone quickly here. 2 more pitches. Nowhere to put the moose. Hard to find a place to put a moose.
They're pretty big.
Yep.
They're pretty mean, I guess, too. Huh?
I think they can be.
Yeah.
If you mess with them. You leave them alone, they're fine. Like kind of like bees.
Rock showed me a video the other day. You see the video he had?
No.
He's got all the best videos, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's
on the last road trip on the bus.
What you do when you only work half the time.
That's true.
Look at videos all day.
Did he go? Won't even appeal it. 3-1. Felice ready. The great Yuki Rojas there, the Pirates bullpen coach. Three and two. Like Moustakis.
I think he's going to strike out the Moose looking here.
There's a
Borderline fastball down the way. Strike three.
There's a call for you. A Moose call.
Made out of birch bark.
What do they sound like? Give us a Moose call.
I don't do a very good
all
one,
right.
so I'm going to pass on that one.
Oh, swinging strikeout.
Down, there it was. That would have been a take.
No, it was a swinging strikeout of the Moose. Not a called third strike, but a swinging strike.
I got the pitch, the location. It was a strike. It would have been a called strike.
Nope. It's a swinging strikeout. Hashtag Bucks Booth if you'd like to hear less of the predictions from Bob Walk in 2019.
All right.
Or at least more accurate ones, maybe.
None. No more. That's it.
For the rest of the year, you're shut down.
Yep, that's it.
No more predictions for 2018.
None.
Hashtag Bucks Booth. Have Bob give us a prediction. The bases loaded. The Pirates got to within 3 with that 4 spot in the bottom of the 5th. Stephen Brault gives way to Michael Felice, and Ed Sheeran brings his North American Stadium tour to PNC Park this Saturday. He'll sing all his hits right here at PNC Park. The Jim Beam Left Field Lounge open at 5 p.m. and reservations can be made in advance. Call 412-325-4480. For more information, go to pirates.com/Sheeran. Left Field Lounge, the Jim Beam Left Field Lounge, where we're taking a ball game inside or outside, and now Ryan Braun will pinch hit for Eric Kratz.
Felice ERA has been up there, 6.02. It's hard for relievers to get it down from that high because they just don't get that many innings.
Yeah, Felice figured to be a big part of the late inning bullpen, high level situations, but as he struggled, the time was on the DL, was sent to the minors, but he was acquired to be a late inning setup type man. And again, we were just hoping, and we stay positive, that Edgar Santana is going to be okay for next year. But Felice could be a big part of 2019 if he were to get right. Talked about Knebel, his return, how well he's done it with Milwaukee, but Felice still trying to find the consistency. And it's 3-0 on Braun. Corbin Burns up for the Brew Crew. Not close. 4 pitches, forces in a run. Not good. Not good.
Yeah, definitely got to throw more strikes. Wildness not doing the Pirates any good this inning. That 3 walks now, right?
Oh, brother. Committee's thrown 5 pitches, nothing close. That one in the dirt. Bronx cheer from the Pittsburgh crowd.
When you're struggling to throw a strike, you don't like it when those close ones go the other way. Things become very stressful.
Three and 1, and nobody up in the bullpen for Pittsburgh. Ugly stuff here.
I have to get somebody up.
Nine 9-4 after the Pirates work to get back in the ball game. Eric Thames will pinch hit for Knebel. Aggressive in the first pitch from Thames. See his numbers on the year. Well, another one.
92.
Look at this. Is going to score 2 runs. That is awful. Oh my goodness, is this awful. That's disgraceful. That's a horrible, horrible sequence.
That right there is about as bad a pitch as you can throw. Everybody scored.
That's unbelievable. 1 pitch. I've never seen that.
The wild pitches, Greg, are definitely going to have to be I mean, something's going to have to be analyzed or something in the offseason to figure out what is going on with this.
But how about this? A wild pitch scores 3 runs. And that's impossible. That can't happen.
Well,
that's unreal. (12-4).
It shouldn't happen, but it just did. So you can't say it can't.
Wow, that's a first. We're gonna have to go back to the history books to see if that's ever happened.
3 guys on a wild pitch?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's had to have happened. Rare, kind of like the cycle.
No, rarer than the cycle. Rarer than in a perfect game, and this is maybe the most imperfect game to finish up a home season. Look at this.
How bad was the throw? Was it a horrible throw? No, that's just. It wasn't a horrible throw. Felice just ends up missing it.
Sportsnet is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. With express service, you're in and out in no time. Visit barrelservice.com to find a location near you. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
Well, 12-4. Brewers lead it. Tough outing.
Yeah, it was.
Sure.
You don't ever want to have an outing like that, ever. But toward the end of the season, you got to kind of wear that one for the winter.
Corbin Burns, after Corey Knebel struck out the 3 batters he faced.
Tough guy to get a hit off of. Opponent's just 212.
A ball and 2 strikes on Josh Bell. So the Cubs not getting any help from the Pirates, but they are helping themselves, leading the White Sox 6-0 after 5, looking as though they will stay 2.5 games up on the Brewers in the Central. The Cardinals are shutting out the Giants 4-0. in the bottom of the 6th in St. Louis. The Cardinals will try to keep pace with the Brewers, hoping to overtake them for at least a home field for that 1-game wild card. And as we said earlier, they will face off in St. Louis, the Brew Crew and the Redbirds, tomorrow night, first of 3. These clubs hoping to be in position to, first of all, win divisions. If you don't win the division, host a wild card. And most importantly, maybe stay healthy. And the Astros, Charlie Morton left today's start at Minute Maid after only 1 inning. No immediate word on why he was removed from the game, but according to reports, fastball velocity was down in the 1st inning. He has been getting extra time off between starts as the Astros monitor his workload. He threw 24 pitches in the 1st inning and gave up a run, struck out a couple.
It's the time of year that everybody starts getting paranoid, trying to keep the arms healthy going into the postseason. But if you are in a fight for a position, that has to take precedence.
Hard to give guys off, time off.
Throw them out there and ride them hard, put them away wet, and then hope the postseason takes care of itself if you get there. I mean, look how often the Brewers are going to that bullpen.
Yeah.
And this series here. They're doing everything possible to try and win every single night.
A strikeout. They're trying to get back to the postseason for the first time since 2011 when they won the Central. And for the 5th time in franchise history, get to the postseason. Craig Counsell in his 4th year as manager. Of course, a big addition this winter was Christian Yelich. They traded 4 prospects, including Lewis Brinson. Lorenzo Cain was signed to return to Milwaukee. Big offseason moves. Mike Moustakas, a deadline deal from the Royals, adding to the offense. Curtis Granderson, a veteran who's been playing with Kane out the last few days. I think starts in each of the 3 games in this series. Two and one.
Well, this has certainly turned into a great division to be in, hasn't National League Central over the years?
It's funny because every year people kind of dismiss them, including this year. The so-called experts were talking about this being a weak division. It turns out you could see again 3 teams going to the postseason in this National League Central.
4 of the 5 over 500.
Yep. UPMC scoreboard 12-4 Brewers. 2 5-run innings. And as you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the hold true moment later in today's game. Final home game of 2018, hoping for better results, but he's got away from a couple relievers, and really the starter Nick Kingham put the Pirates behind the 8 ball. Here's Christian Yelich for a 5th plate appearance. On base his first 3 times with a single, a homer, a walk. Struck out leading off the 6th inning, and here he leads off the 7th, and he's hit.
I mean, that's just what we were talking about. Everybody paranoid about their star players, and Yelich gets plunked in his arm. 12-4 ball game. Hopefully it didn't catch his elbow.
Eric Kratz was not happy, obviously, the other night when he was hit by Clayton Holmes, and Yelich in some serious pain.
Now he doesn't wear an elbow guard.
Oof.
Most guys nowadays have some kind of protection there on their lead elbow, but Yelich chooses not to, and he paid for it there.
I don't know how anxious you would be getting into the box with Felice right now, having such trouble with his control.
Look, Kane just swung from his heels, so he didn't care. He took a huge swing.
Kane back in the starting lineup today. We're talking about the wild pitches, what, 3 of them so far today. And the Pirates leading the major leagues in that dubious department. 92 wild pitches uncorked by the Pirates pitchers. The next closest National League club, there's another, make it 93. Next closest Major League club, the Phillies, 76.
Did you see that one will be allowed?
Oh, was he running? I did not see that. Wow.
12-4.
Oh, okay. Well, he says you're going to hit me. I'm going to, even though we're ahead by a ton, I'm going to steal on you. So no wild pitch and a stolen base in a 12-4 ball game. Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't even looking at him. I figured he'd be running.
Well, maybe he's running because we're holding him on.
That's a good point. Things that make you go, You're going to hold me on in a 12-4 game, I'll steal. Ball into left center field, Luplow. Back to the studio we go. Dan Potash at a game break. Okay, debate is over, Dan. There's no debate in the American League. That's clear cut. Not so much in the National League.
Is he one of those openers?
No, he's the real deal. Yeah, he's earned the 21-5 record and a 1.90 ERA. That's hit hard to center. Luplow back. Long, loud second out. Yelich hit by a pitch, stolen base, 21 steals for him now, caught 4 times. And we were talking about the last time that a Brewer even came close to a batting title, or the closest, back in 1982. And Bob alluded to the fact that the Royals' Willie Wilson chose to sit out the final game against the A's with a chance to wrest that crown away from Wilson. Robin Yount played in the final game for the Brewers. He had a couple of hits his first 2 times up, but his last time up he needed a hit, and he was hit by a pitch. As the Brewers won the game 10-2 over Baltimore, and in fact Yount ended up with 2 homers and a triple, but fell 1 point shy of winning the batting title. And as the story goes, the A's were playing the Royals in Kansas City, and A's manager Billy Martin actually delayed the game with Kansas City for about 5 minutes as he suddenly walked to the mound to talk to his pitcher Dave Beard during a victory over the Royals, apparently to see if Wilson needed help to win the title. Ball rolled to Mercer, and the out is recorded, and it's 7th inning stretch time. And keep it right here for God Bless America. With the Royals, the Brewers well out in front, 12-4. Christian Yelich hit by a pitch and on base 4 times. He seems to be fine. So we'll keep it here for God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, we invite you now to stand as we offer support to our troops here and abroad. Here to lead us with God Bless America is Jill Simmons.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
The Buccos Fan Appreciation Day. We'll do it. Steve's got the box down there. How about that? Now what Steve doesn't do that I do is offer money to the crowd. Buying fans, buying friends. Who wants cash? There we go. This is what's, see this, I got to top Steve. Who wants money? Right here, there we go. Yes, sir.
But,
Yeah.
well, you get more there.
Yeah, I know.
You got more there.
I
Come
know.
on now. What are you stopping
they're
for?
They're going to start storming the booth here in a moment.
Oh.
So, we got some donuts back there. Oh, there's Steve signing the sign from the gentleman who said he still wants to have a beer with Steve. Oh, there's some game notes for the youngsters.
All right, Greg.
We're ready to play ball, right?
They're pitching again.
Yep, here we go. Down a bunch.
Where'd my phone go? Did you throw my phone
Oh,
out
I'm
there?
sorry. I didn't know that was yours. Jordan Lyles takes over.
Oh, we could have threw
You
out
know,
all
let's
those-
throw out the yellow Blazers.
the
We'll do
yellow
the next
coats.
half inning. Shall we?
They're not ours. I don't know.
What do you think? The boss, Zach, what do you think? Okay.
You know what? They've been hanging here for 2 years.
Okay, it's time.
If they wanted them, they'd.
There is a saying, and people say, experts, when you want to clean up your house, if you have not worn something for 2 years, throw it out.
Zach, go get our coats.
And one man's trash is another man's or a woman's treasure. So we will.
This will be interesting.
Yeah, that'll be quite a toss down. Josh Harrison coming to the plate, maybe for a final time. At home in a Bucko uniform. Two-run double in the fifth. He was very matter-of-fact about it before the game. Takes it. He said, you know, anything that in life that's a positive or a negative, just got to take it all in stride. But I'm betting, as he suggested, that when he gets on the team bus or when he leaves the ballpark one final time, that likely will hit him.
Could J.Hay be any further from the plate?
No, he's figuring he's going to get plunked. So if he gets hit, that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, he was ways off there.
Yeah. Christian Yelich got hit by Felice in the top of this seventh inning. Hernan Perez takes over at second base. Travis Shaw moves over to first base. There's some chin. Up and in. Second out here in the bottom of the seventh. Unlike Harrison, of course, Harrison was acquired by the Pirates in a trade with the Cubs years ago. Jordy Mercer was drafted by the Pirates.
Homegrown. Never known another organization.
32 years old. Jordy Mercer fans. Pirates drafted him in the third round out of Oklahoma State. Popped up. Shaw. Pirates go quietly. Onto the eighth.
is brought to you by the Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
Looks as though Clint Hurdle's going to pull Josh Harrison and maybe Jordy Mercer together, maybe one and then another in a half an inning, in the next inning rather, as a tribute, the final home game and perhaps the final game ever. Looks as though Adam Frazier's getting ready to take the field here. No timeout called, so we'll wait it out. It looked as though Frazier was grabbing a glove and even in the lineup card. Jay Hay and Mercer still out there as Dovydas Neverauskas takes over the 8th inning. Again, I mean, we're not talking about a guy of like an Andrew McCutchen status. We talk about Jay Hay or even Mercer, but two pros who, again, played the game with passion. Two different styles. Were always there, classy, when any of us asked anything of either guy.
You know, the three teams that made it to the postseason after all those years of losing, those were team efforts. I know that some players are more important than others. I get that. But there still were team efforts, and both of those guys were pretty good-sized cogs in that team.
No doubt.
And they always, I think, should be very proud of, no matter if they come back next year or not, of what they were able to, what they accomplished as a team with those guys, those teammates that they had, you know, 5 years ago, 4 years ago. That first wild card game, think they'll ever forget that?
No, no chance. No one will ever forget that.
And they were part of the reason that that wild card game even took place.
Mercer's first game of the big leagues, 2012. Already talked about Harrison being acquired from the Cubs. His first big league game, 2011. And when we first came to the big leagues, I thought he'll be a decent utility guy and can bounce around a little bit, which he did. But every time he played another position, he played it better than most. Second, third, the outfield, wherever they asked him to play, he played it. And he played it well.
Some of the catches he made as an outfielder early on.
Hammered to right, and Mike Moustakas goes deep again. It's the third home run of the afternoon for the Brewers, and for Moustakas, it is his second home run of the series. It's his 8th as a Milwaukee Brewer and his 28th of the year overall.
One number 18 to another number 18. It's a nice catch he made up there. Oh wait, no, that's a 19 up there. That's Yount, isn't it? Nice grab right at the very top.
Did he turn and fire it into the river? That would have been a nice ending.
Nah, he's wearing Robin Yount's uniform, so he's going to keep that one. I think that's a Yount uniform. Looked like a 19. Wasn't that Yount, 19?
Yeah. And Pena came on to catch. Bounces this to Osuna. I'm sorry, Kramer makes that play. And now here we go. This will be the moment for Jay Hay and for the crowd to acknowledge a real pro.
Jay doesn't know what's happening.
No, he just now sees it.
Him look around like, where are you going?
Very nice touch. Nice touch.
I thought that was really cool that the look on his face, he didn't know.
Yeah. Well, now what is Mercer thinking? You wonder the next out, is it Mercer's turn? Garcia.
That's got to be a real weird feeling for Jordy out there, doesn't it?
Yeah. Kind of lonely right now, I would think. A bit. A lot of games. That shortstop position. And of course, a week of games to be played in Chicago and Cincy. But it is different in your home ballpark. You know just about every piece of that terrain. The infield grass, the dirt. More hugs for Jay Hay.
At the clubhouse. Where you park your car every day. I mean, every little thing you've been doing for forever. And all those things bring back memories to you every time you see it.
Nice play there by Kramer, and here comes Mercer's moment in the sun as Newman rather, will take over at short. Teammates greeting him. Musgrove, Tyone, Archer, Dickerson.
Well, Jordy
and Jay Hay share a moment.
He holds Old Faithful up out of the harm's way. Don't want anyone to. Who knows? You know what? I'm certainly not going to make a prediction.
You promised that earlier.
Whatever happens will happen.
Jay said, "Did you know that was going to happen?" Nope, I didn't.
Well, Jay, I mean, Mercer might have had a clue. Just
after Jay left.
He might have thought, well, maybe they'll get me next to him.
It's funny again because both those guys before the game kind of dismissed it, but and they may be holding back even their emotions now, but that's a big time moment for both. And Osuna, leadoff home run for Moustakas. Josh Harrison and Jordy Mercer exit the field to great ovations from an adoring home crowd at PNC Park. Colin Moran will pinch hit here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And these fans will receive shirts off the Pirates' backs. And those two young ladies will receive a Jordy Mercer jersey off Jordy's back, and Jay Hay will and his number 5 gold jersey. Whoa. Jordan Lyles hits Moran. Again, another look, different angle. Paid attendance 20,623. Getting to a paid tribute to Josh Harrison and Jordy Mercer. Allegheny Health Network Supermo look. Loud drive toward right center field. Pablo Reyes is robbed. And back to first goes Moran. Keon Broxton, he has made some dazzling plays himself for the Brewers last couple years.
Yeah, he is an outstanding defensive player. Go get him as good as anybody. I was surprised he was held on to that ball. The glove hit the wall immediately after the ball hit it. So many times you see guys that they just can't hold on to it once they slap into that wall, but he got it. Pretty good throw. Moran was actually beyond second base. He had to retouch on the way back.
So it's a whole new outfield now as Granderson moves to left. And Domingo Santana takes over in right. You saw Broxton make that catch. Three-pitch strikeout of Kramer. Now lined out his second time up against Wade Miley. Coming in, Granderson. And the Pirates done in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Hosted members of the Pennsylvania Prader-Willi Syndrome Association for a pregame brunch and a meet and greet. There was good food, balloon artists, drawings, artists, a little bit of everything. Caricatures, a lot more before the kids made their way into the ballpark to watch the ball game today. Now, Clint Hurdle, as you guys know well enough, Greg and Bob, has helped raise almost $500,000 through his Wins for Kids program, which benefits the Prader-Willi Syndrome program and the Children's Institute of Pittsburgh. Now, PWS is a rare complex genetic disorder that affects many parts of the body, and the Children's Institute of Pittsburgh continues to be a model for excellence in helping patients with Prader-Willi syndrome. And Clint and Carla's daughter, Maddie, has Prader-Willi syndrome, and Clint certainly doing his part, and then some, hosting another brunch today before the ball game. Greg?
Yeah, when Clint took over, he said that one of the reasons he wanted the job in Pittsburgh is because of the great job the Children's Institute does with Prader-Willi. Big year for Pirates charities, no doubt. A lot of money raised for so many charities in the region. As Nick Birdie takes over. Birdie started the year on the disabled list. Drafted by the Phillies in the Rule 5 draft over the winter from the Twins, and then the Pirates made a deal for him in December. Birdie underwent Tommy John surgery the end of May last year. Well, that's when you know teams think highly of a guy and his arm. As he's rehabbing from Tommy John, the Phillies still take him in the Rule 5 draft off the Twins roster. Actually, I suppose it was the Pirates, figuring he wasn't going to get to the Pirates, and they would make a deal for him if the Phillies could grab him. And a leadoff hit for Curtis Granderson, his second hit of the day. Now playing left field, and for the most part, it's been all Brewers today.
A lot of that, I think, too, is just the success ratio nowadays of that surgery. You know, guys are going to come back as least as good as when they went in.
Yep.
So, you know, you're just not going to have them for a while.
Domingo Santana's first at bat. A dozen hits for Milwaukee. Keon Broxton next. Santana batting in Yelich's spot. Yelich was on base 4 times. And we were talking about that story. Wade Miley did not go long enough to get the win. He went 4, gave up 4 runs, 3 of them earned 4 hits. So the bullpen took over and really shut it down. That last half inning talking about Willie Wilson winning the batting title in 1982 over the Brewers' Robin Yount by 1 percentage point, and A's manager Billy Martin apparently delaying the game 5 minutes as the A's were playing the Royals, and he walks to the mound to talk to his pitcher Dave Beard. The A's won 6-3 over the Royals, and there's a strike 3 called. Birdie gets Santana. He'll face Broxton. After the game, Billy Martin was quoted as saying, "I was buying time for Wilson." Dick Hauser, who was the manager of the Royals, called the dugout. Robin Yount apparently was at the plate for the last time as Martin went to the mound. Royals thought Wilson might need to actually go to the plate and get a hit because of Robin Yount's performance against the Orioles that day, but Wilson did not need to bat, as it turned out. After the game, Dick Hauser was asked about what Billy Martin said, and Hauser said, "Billy who?" Though Willie Wilson admitted that they actually did delay the game on his behalf. Can you imagine that happening today?
Well, I can't imagine that, you know, that it happened then.
And how about the, well, if it's all true, but even the things that they said, that they would say those things.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Willie Wilson said that Robin Yount, you know, all the home runs, all the RBIs, he has all those accolades. They're going to the postseason. I want to win the batting title.
You know, I'm not saying right or wrong as far as winning it that way. I just was yesterday pointing out that, you know, some guys believe the opposite, that you got to
play them all.
Yeah.
I mean, don't sit out.
Freddie Sanchez. What did he do?
Yeah. He played, right?
Yeah, went like 3 for 4.
Mm-hmm. That was when he was
that's the way you win it.
Battling Miguel Cabrera when Cabrera was with the Marlins.
He could have sat out that day. He had a lead going into the last day.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He went out and put the pressure on Cabrera. Yeah. So that's really the way you like to believe you go out and do it. You don't sit there and hope the other guy doesn't get any hits. But everybody,
to each his own.
Strokes, yeah. But hearing of all the old Billy Martin stories and, you know, tough, the old style baseball guy, why would he be a party to that?
That's what I don't get. Were he and Dick Hauser that close or whatever? That really doesn't make any sense. But it was a different time. Travis Shaw homered in the second.
You would have to have somebody actually on a telephone, live connection, to know what was going on.
Apparently they were getting calls from the press box in the dugout, back and forth.
Wow.
The Royals dugout and talking to the home press box about what was going on with Robin Yount and the Brewers.
Because even the press box, you're getting stuff over the old printer.
Yeah, right. Ticker
tape thing, which was taking a while.
Well, they had phone calls, didn't they?
That's what I'm saying. Somebody had to be actually on a telephone
like
live from Bart.
What you did at Shea Stadium that one night.
Yes.
You were giving us live reports about what you were listening to.
Yeah, it was of the Houston Astros game.
1997, when the Pirates were not eliminated till the final weekend. Speaking of batting titles, Hannes Wagner kind of set the standard. The Dutchman. You're talking about, we were discussing this perhaps being the last home games for Mercer and for Harrison, and Hannes Wagner had 3 different homes. Clemente had Forbes and Three Rivers. Talking about batting titles. And all hit by Tyler Saladino, the pinch hitter. It's the center. And the Pirates will come to the plate in the bottom of the 9th. Tomorrow the Pirates will be in Chicago at Wrigley Field. Jameson Tyone will start for the Pirates. 7:30 Pirates pregame presented by W.B. Mason. Final trip into Chicago for 2018. Pirates and Brewers playing for the final time this year. The Pirates are going to end up the season series winning 12 of the 19 games played and 7-3 here against Milwaukee. Bucko record going to be 78-76. With 1 week to go, Matt Albers takes over.
And he has given up quite a few hits. 319 his opponent average. ERA over 7.
Chris Archer and the rest of the Pirates going to give the shirts off their back after this game. that might have cracked his bat.
Sound like it. It was not good. A little firewood for the wintertime.
Those fans will receive the jerseys of Pirates players. They've got the names in their hands. Cubs leading the White Sox 6-1 after 7 innings. The Cardinals well out in front of the Giants 7-2. In the air to right. Santana off his glove, a foul ball.
Probably should have caught that one. Even though he was going to go into that feet first slide, that really didn't have much effect on things.
No play. And one down, and we want to thank our great stage manager most of the year, Big Zach.
Most of the year. He just kind of like leave us occasionally, doesn't he?
Just on occasion. You never know. Because you walk into the booth and all of a sudden he's not there. But he's here today. He is, I'd say, one of the best.
He's unbelievable. He's the reason for this right here. Those Sunday donuts.
Oh, yeah.
Sunday donuts.
Luplo retired. 5-3. And thanks to everybody, not just Zach, but so many of the men and women who help us. We've said it so many times, it's worth repeating. We have the best cameramen and women, replay operators, people in the truck, producers, directors. Here's Chris Dahl. I mean, all of them. Just, it really is. We're so incredibly fortunate. Mags and Troy up in high center.
Not everywhere, but there are some places we go on the road where it really gets pointed out.
I've done it, and you've pointed it out. No, I mean, they are. They're Chad, another one.
You get out on the road sometimes, and you're just like, wow, can't wait to get home.
Get home.
As it doesn't run as smoothly as it always does here.
And we also thank Amy King. Kevin out there, Kevin McCourt. Dan Corso. Danny Boy. Danny Boy, give us a wave. One and two on Osuna. And I mean, Terry, is there anybody better at that? Big T. T, can you do one favor for us? Can you get somebody to look into the camera and say, let's go Bucks? Just once. I mean, I know you've never done this before.
Oh, that's right. Give him a quick punch in the chest there. That's perfect.
Robo, Dale, and Jerome. Are you listening? Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Always listening, always watching. Ouch. Boy.
Netting
that way. Yeah.
Saved somebody that time.
Thank goodness for the netting. Rick Rhodes. Mall. So many great, talented people. We'll run through the credits at the end of the game in Cincinnati next Sunday. Well deserved. And also thank you to folks around the ballpark that help us. Ronnie downstairs, the press elevator, Joe, who retired a couple of weeks ago on us.
Ricky, who keeps us from starving.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Rick Saflinski. Yeah. J&J down in the press room. Jeff and Jer. Elevator operators. Fred up at the top of the press box. Chick, one of those elevator operators. Glenn. Dave Nichols in audio. Is he listening?
That's Robbie's bodyguard. That's who he is.
That's who that is, yeah. Josh Miller helping us up in the booth. Rick Kubia makes us sound good. Folks that run the tape. Kevin, John, Tyler, Tom, and Lucas today. Michael Nice. Without Michael Nice, nothing happens. Just talking. Billy down in the clubhouse, who is kind enough to keep us posted on what's going on, when the press conferences are, when Clint does his pregame, postgame scrums. Gets us into that clubhouse to talk to class acts like Jordy Mercer. Not over yet. Jose Osuna, a 2-out single. The Colonel in front of the visiting clubhouse.
And the fact that we have the most beautiful ballpark in America to take these pretty pictures of. How about the grounds crew? Are they the best in baseball?
Oh my gosh, yes.
They put that on display the other night when they timed the.
Oh yeah. The tarp right
the tarp
on time. Matt Brown
on the
was
money.
right on. That was great.
Was just they wait 30 seconds, they probably don't get it on.
Yep. Thanks to Kelsey, Susan, and Megan running the social media part of the show.
There they are.
Matt Brown's crew.
What a job they do.
Yeah, all the folks at PNC Park, starting with Dennis Dupre, the VP and general manager here, Chris Hunter, JJ McGraw, Weaves, Mark Weaver, Dave Ebert. Patty Mahalik doesn't get enough credit for all that she does for us. Jim LaGuardia, the chief engineer, who does so much, helping Kevin Landy. David Day, who is the score bug most games, taking in this one. Lisa Johnson today. And an attempt there by Granderson with Moustakis. Is he all right? It looks like he's all right. The Grandy man. Moustakis checking out the scoreboard replay of it.
See how close everybody got. Veteran move by Granderson. Going low.
Mm-hmm. Drive to right, and Adam Frazier gonna thrill the crowd with a bullet over the Clemente wall. His first at bat of the ball game. He came on to play second. Josh Harrison left the field, and number 10 for the hitman.
Absolute bullet. Hey, the power numbers have been as impressive as anything else in this hitting spree he's been put on.
Man.
High fastball, see ya. Right off the bat, it's just, is it going to be fair? Only question.
First at bat for Newman. One-two count. Smiles, Frazier, and Mercer.
Look at Jay Jordy there. They're giving it to him for, I think, for showing him up.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing there. Hey, you're supposed to just kind of let us have the limelight here. You know, that was the whole purpose of this.
Yep. One and two, two outs. And that will do it. Final home game of the year. And the Brewers take the series.
Well, not much to smile about, but Frazier gave us a little bit there at the end, and then of course the two vets in the middle of that lineup for the last few years, they also came up big today. Each 2 RBI doubles before they were taken out of the game, so they could get some appreciation themselves.
Pirates getting ready to take the shirts off their backs. Let's go out to Dan and Michael.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Well, much like the Pirates were able to begin the home portion of their season with the victory over the Minnesota Twins way back in April, they were hoping to do the same on this day, and maybe it's even more special because it is a way for them to say thank you to all the fans on Fan Appreciation Day. They come up short. They still finish the home portion of their season with 44 wins. A bright spot there in the bottom of the ninth. Adam Frazier continues to swing a hot bat as he's done for the better part of the second half of the season. So some reasons for the guys to smile about some things that they're able to do, at least at home in 2018.
The game you want to be a goldfish and try to forget about, but we just want to remember Jay Hay and Mercer and how special it was. Could possibly be their last game in a Pirates uniform at PNC. That's what we want to remember about today, and the productive season they've had at home. That's what we want to remember, not the game.
A couple of special moments also for a couple of longtime Pirates in Josh Harrison and Jordy Mercer. Robbie and Smikowski standing by with them down on the field.
Yeah, Dan and Michael, you guys just talked about Josh Harrison and Jordy Mercer. Clint pulled both of you out, one better apart. A few more hugs and handshakes for Josh and Jordy. Two of the classiest individuals will ever come through this city. I think everybody knows that. What was that moment like when Clint pulled you from the game and you walked off to the standing ovation, Jordy?
It's pretty surreal. You know, when you stay in this game long enough, you're at one city, basically one team for long enough. It's just a surreal moment, and I'm just super blessed to be here. You know, I can't thank everybody enough for the hospitality and the warmth, and it's just a special moment.
You're drafted, born and bred as a professional athlete, as a Pittsburgh Pirate. How do you put the experience into words?
It's been incredible. It's been a dream come true. I mean, you sat at home and you're a little kid throwing the ball against the wall, saying that you're going to be a big leaguer, and to be able to, like I said, to spend 7 years and up here and my whole career as in an organization, it's like I said, it's just special moment.
I think a lot of people know, a lot of fans know these two are the best of friends. Their families are really close. He slept on Josh's couch, or excuse me, Josh slept on Jordy's couch when he was traded to the Pirates as a single-A baseball player. Your relationship with Josh, what does it mean to you, and how close are you two?
It's where it all started. Lynchburg, 2009. He traded over from the Cubs. He didn't have a place to stay, so me and Matt Haig at the time, we invited him in. We had a pull-out couch in the living room, and he just happened to stay there the whole year, and so that's where we created that relationship, and it just we kind of climbed up the ladder together, and we won a lot of games together, a lot of games, and we tried to change the whole culture around, and I think we were pretty successful doing it. We made some playoff runs and had some great times.
Certainly you did. How do you describe your friendship with Jordy?
Definitely a great friend, first and foremost. Anybody that opens up their place to let you sleep on a pull-out couch, I think that speaks enough for him. But, you know, just going through the minor leagues and the 7 seasons up here, I wouldn't trade it for the world. One of my favorite teammates, one of my best friends through the game.
When you were pulled from second base, it looked like it kind of caught you by surprise when Adam Frazier was walking out there, and then you saw the fans stand up and give you a round of applause. What was going through your mind? Before
that, Jordy told me he saw Frazier and Newman warming up. So when I saw Frazier run out, I tried to point to Jordy like, nah, go to short. But it was a cool feeling, man. Everything that we've been through, like Jordy said, to be here, we've had some great times, and you know it was well received coming off the field. I appreciated it.
You were a guy that bounced all around the field. 2014, you turned yourself into an all-star. You were a fringe guy at 13 and 14 coming out of spring training. People don't even know if you were going to make the ball club. Now you're a 2-time all-star. You're a father of 2 beautiful, lovely daughters. How do you describe this journey that you've undertaken in the city of Pittsburgh?
You know, surreal, like you said, man. It's definitely a blessing. This is where it all started for me. So, you know, this always holds a special place to me and my family. And like you said, I got 2 beautiful daughters and a beautiful wife who mean the world to me. And, you know, Pittsburgh is something that they enjoy. They call it a second home.
What does it mean to share this moment with Jordy?
You know, surreal, sucks. Wish it would have been in October, to be honest. You know, wish we'd have been celebrating. But, you know, I don't think it was a mistake that was my first roommate, first teammate, and we got to see it through together.
Any final words for the fans?
Thank you. Love you guys.
Jordy, final words for the fans?
I just appreciate the warmth, like I said, the support. Pittsburgh's always going to have a special place in my heart. This is where it all began, so I appreciate it.
My boys out here, I love y'all too.
2 of the best ever, regardless of the sport. Josh Harrison, Jordy Mercer. Dan, how about it?
I think that just about says it all, really. You know, as members of the media and you being a former player in that clubhouse, you get a chance to know these guys not only as players, but as people as well. And over the last few years, I've gotten a chance to know not only you, but Harrison and Mercer as people, fathers, husbands. And really, it's nice to see that side. And it's great for fans to be able to see that side as well in that interview with Robbie. Just kind of gives people a taste of what those 2 guys are really like in person.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are class acts. They're great ball players, but the people they are and the genuineness they bring every day, how they play the game is what you want. In any team, any organization, you want to surround a team with guys like them. I've respected them, whether I was their teammate, whether I was playing against them. Just the way they go about their business, how they play the game. I love them to death. Some of the best teammates I ever had, and some of my best memories playing the game were with those guys. So I wish them all the best. Maybe they come back, maybe they don't, but wherever they go, they're going to bless the team they're with. They're going to bless the people they're around. And man, oh man, I'm excited about watching them continue their career.
Here's a look at Jordy Mercer making the walkover on Fan Appreciation Day. Josh Harrison doing the same. Again, fans that were selected to come down on the field and lucky enough to get a jersey off the back from a respective player as Jordy and Josh spoke to Robbie and the fans here at PNC Park. Probably a little bit more special for those two fans as they receive those two jerseys in particular. But in the big picture, and you were a part of this with the Pirates a few years ago, it's just so cool to be able to have just a couple moments with a player that plays professional sports and get a jersey signed from them.
Oh, no question. I mean, just the whole, if you look at the whole retrospective of what happened today, Jordy Mercer coming off field, Harrison coming off field, getting a standing O in a game that's really a blowout, but remembering what it's all about, the fans, the players, and this right here. The Pirates organization, all in all, do a great job of giving back. You always see Pirates charities doing stuff within the community. They're always doing something. The players, it's a culture that they've created, and I love every bit of it because it's only about the lives you impact, and these guys can constantly are impacted. You just turn on Twitter for 2 seconds or look at these guys' handles, and you'll see them giving stuff away, taking pictures with fans, and that's what it's all about. Yes,
look at that smile.
Take the jersey off your back.
Look at that smile.
Hey, Potash, just like you take the shirt off the back for me, right?
Yeah, that's right. It wouldn't fit you, but you would definitely try to put it on. And again, fans of all ages. You see a young Pirate fan there. We've seen some older ones as well, men and women. And it's, again, what we'd like to see, as Josh said, the Pirates playing well into October, of course. But just for a few moments, despite what happened on the field this afternoon, fans getting a chance to high five and say hello, or get a hat from Joe Musgrove, whatever works. Again, a small way for the players to say thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, I want to take this time, same thing. This is my first year off the field, and I want to thank everybody that supported us at AT&T, everyone behind the scenes. It's been really special being back at PNC, being a part of this, getting to know some of these guys. These guys are outstanding. They've created a team. It's going to be exciting to see them move forward into 2019 back at PNC Park. They are going to be a very good baseball club for a very long time because they have the parts and the pieces that they need to build something really, really cool.
What fans don't know is that when Michael McHenry actually auditioned for this analyst job, I invited him to stay in my guest room at my home up in Cranberry, and he said no. I don't know why. I mean, Josh was willing to stay at Jordy Mercer's house when he opened up the guest house. I did the same for you, and you said no.
He wanted me to be in the basement in the cellar chained. I said, no, I'm cool, Potash. Thank you, though.
No, of course, that's not true. We put him up in a 5-star hotel, and obviously it worked out for the better because we've loved having you here, and it's been a fun season with that. And there's still a week to be played, but again, doing some of these games at home with you and kind of watching you go through all the twists and turns of the TV world and how things work, there's a lot of lingo involved that Michael did not know about when the season began. Now he rattles off TV language like it's a second language to him. It's pretty cool. But just as we promised earlier in the game, it's time for our Miller Lite Hold True moment. And we've talked about what Josh Harrison and Jordy Mercer have meant to the city. Well, we had a chance to see what they continue to mean to this team on the field, both in the starting lineup, and only fitting that they come up with the Pirates down, bases loaded, and Jay Hay knocks the 2 runs with that double. And the man that follows him in the lineup, his good friend Jordy Mercer, doing the same with a 2 RBI double. That's just really cool.
Yeah, it's absolutely outstanding. And who better to do it on this day? And also, they got after that veteran. Wade Miley really had been almost perfect up until that moment. They made some adjustments and hit that ball so hard, both one to right field, one out in that gap. These guys haven't been playing very much, so the fact that they were able to keep their timing and do what they did today, that's just huge.
Come out in the 8th inning to standing ovations. Had a chance to say some choice words to fans out on the field. Maybe enough to bring tears to someone's face. And understandably, those tears will not only be sad, they'll be happy as well. Okay, still to come. Clint Hurdle's post-game comments will also take inside the clubhouse to hear from the Buccos as well. Extended highlights and analysis. We'll also check in on the Cubs and Cardinals, who are also in action this afternoon. That and much more on Fan Appreciation Day from PNC Park right after this.